This one's called Divine Heritage. What we're talking about is that humanity is not merely an intellectual being. Humanity is not merely a creative being in the sense of being able to do various artworks or anything. Sorry for the background noise. Anything creative on paper or on some media like canvas or on a guitar or on recorded media. That's not our ultimate birthright and divine heritage, which are pretty much the same thing. If you think of the divine as coming up through everything, then it doesn't really have just to do with the past or the accumulation of past events. It has to do with something that belongs to us on all planes, from all directions, not merely from an inheritance from the past. It's our future heritage as well. If you look forward and you realize that humanity in the future is already broadcasting through time its own empathic sentiments to us. And so we're connected to all humankind in all times, but we are also connected to all being and beings in time, throughout time. So it's not just our race. When I say we're in connection, it's like, think of it this way. We already honor our ancestors and say that we're standing on their shoulders, right? Well, we are somebody's ancestors already. If you look to the future, we are somebody's ancestors right now. And part of the life that we live today lives on in them already. So whatever humanity emerges out of the current calamity on planet Earth is already in touch with us now. That's one of the first precepts of a new alchemical vision of time and of our humanity. And that is to say, we're not out on a limb. There's another limb right next door called the future. And like a flying squirrel or something, all we have to do is jump from the limb here to this limb. We're in a forest of time, okay? Of times. Like the Yggdrasil of the Norse mythology, the world tree from which Odin hung and learned all the runes that makes all meaning and all magic possible in this universe. We are such beings. Now that is going to sound to a lot of very devout people on all sides of the religious spectrum that I am presumptuous and pretentious and precocious and trying to say humanity is divine, when look at what we do to each other and to the planet. We're just sinners, we're just fallen, we're just scraping the bottom of the barrel and hoping like a couple of drowning rats that we would get out before having to eat each other. But we're not going to eat each other because we're human and because we love creativity and feeding each other, our creative output. What's a hamburger from In-N-Out Burger if not creative output? What's this beautiful guitar music if not creative output? Light bulbs are putting out light that makes it possible to read at night. That's called creative output. Even a candle provides warmth and an object to focus on other than your own misery. These things are direct repercussions of the creative spirit in human form. And that is actually probably the thread that connects at some very basic level all religions, all spiritual traditions, all artistry, all service to the greater good, and even all pathos and patriarchal falsehoods and all usurious practices. All these dark things are also part of our divinity, like the underworld forces, that we cannot deny. So when you own your divine heritage, you own everything. You don't say, the devil's over there, we're going to beat his ass, and we're never going to go back to being devils. Oh, wait a minute. Do you really think Hades could be fully divorced from his two brothers, Zeus and Poseidon? They just put him away somewhere and he never had any influence at all on the created world? No, he got Persephone, bro. He got Persephone, which ended Eden, because Eden turned wintry and things died when Persephone left the mortal world to be with Hades. And guess what? You are part Persephone, and part of your soul will be dragged into Pathos, because Hades has an influence on our lives, because we are all divine and all share being across space and time. Therefore, do not try to banish one god, and do not try to invite one devil into your life. They're already there. You don't have to play games, make bargains, or say the right number of prayers to be saved. Because there's a part of you that's always been saved and already is saved, and you don't have to achieve that through merit, but rather it is a function of grace, which is known as unmerited favor. You are already favored by the divine at every level of your being. This is your divine heritage. There's nothing wrong with you or creation. It's the great perfection and will never fail to please the divine in you. If you can be truly divine in your mindset, it will never fail to please you, because it is possessed of pure potentiality and possibility at every scale and at every moment. Yes, you know this to be true. And if you don't, then my prayers are with you. For you can redeem all promise and raise yourself out of all darkness in this very moment, and in this very moment, and in this very moment. There are no moments in which you are unable to grow out of your shadow preoccupations or your over preoccupation with the light in you. Like sometimes these videos I do are perhaps a little over preoccupied with the light in us all. But I'm trying to tell you, there's a little darkness in every bit of light, and there's a little light in every bit of darkness. This is basic yin-yang truth. We're in a bardo, we're in between worlds, and therefore all forces are merged in us. That's another way of talking about the divine, is it is all potentiality. It is all forces, it is all times, it is all beings. There's a little fox in you, there's a little coyote, there's a little eagle, there's a little mouse. There's a little crow and raven, and there's a little black bear, and there's a little beaver, and there's all sorts of things, maybe even a giraffe inside you, or a jaguar, or a panther, or a tiger. What is your totem? To me, trees are my totem, because they're silent enough and watchful enough as to be witness to all time and to all forces, and to communicate silently through the most subtle of means, and to not fail to support the life around them and within them forevermore.